Not taking stuff personally is the first step on the route to your mental health recovery. And the easiest way to do it is to remember that everyone talks from insecurities. You got a big nose, they hate their own nose. You got shit ears, they got shit ears. You got a big forehead, they got a big forehead. The people always project their insecurities onto you. People who are scared about their weight will attack you about your weight because you're bigger and it makes them feel better about themselves. Oh, I weigh 18 kilograms, he weighs 19. You're fat because you weigh 19, which makes them feel better about weighing 18. In reality, we both have weight to lose, but you want to attack me so it makes you feel better. I understand now. I didn't back in the day. When you're younger, it is what they say, that wisdom comes with age, and you just learn stuff. The older you get, the smarter you get. Like, when I used to get bullied back in school days and everything, I didn't used to think, oh, that person was anxious or that person's bullying me because they're not smart and they don't like the fact that I get good grades. Like, now as I said, I look back. Times where when I used to be, as I said before, I used to give this story before, when I was in the maths classroom, there was this guy who always used to call me fat when I was in maths. You know who you are, I know who you are. Don't need to mention your name, not giving you credit. Okay, we'll call you Barry. So maths, I was smart at maths. Maths was my strong suit. I could go up to the board and solve it. I don't know what it is about maths. I just got it. Whenever I used to see equations, I think, yeah, that makes sense. I'd do it. Teacher, wow, amazing. I used to get called up to the board. As you, if you've ever been fat and you've been called up to the board in school, you know the moment you go up, let the fat jokes go. They just literally, the moment you get to that board with the pen, you know you're going to get called fat. I remember I got called up to the board. The teacher said, this is a really hard equation. Who wants to have a go at it? I was shy, I was anxious, and I got called fat. So I never used to put my hand up optionally. But he always used to call me up because I was in the top 3 in the class. So I went up to the board, didn't want to go up. The moment I solved it, she was like, oh my God, like, I can always count on you, Jordan, to do. What do you think happened? Yeah, good answer, fatty. He's probably so good at maths because he counts all his chocolate bars. Everyone obviously laughed. You're there like, More people make fat jokes. And so it goes on. When you're a kid, you don't find it that easy. It's not like if I could go back to my younger self and explain this all, I probably wouldn't take it to heart. But now I understand that he was dumb. The guy who used to Barry, who used to insult me, was thick as shit. Barry couldn't solve an equation of his life depending on it. Yes, he had a flat stomach, but up here he had a flat brain because he was thick. And that is why he constantly went at me about my weight, because he was insecure. Every time I solved that answer on the board, it just reminded him he couldn't do it. It just reminded him he wasn't that smart as me. So what was his way of taking me down a peg? My weight. Because the only difference between us, because I was physically bigger than him, but I was mentally smarter than him. But he couldn't take me on mentally because he couldn't get the grades. He couldn't do the same equation. But my body, of course, if he's got a flat stomach and I've got a fat stomach, he can offend me. And that's how it used to be. And even as adults, you see it. I see people now when I'm adults call me fat or say stuff. But as I've got older, it's not that I don't take offense to it. Like, obviously, it still hurts to get called fat or someone just to insult you out of nowhere because there's no need for it. But at the same time, I understand it now. When there's people at work call me fat, and then I think, why are you cool? And then I get it. You're insecure about this. You see it. If you actually, next time someone offends you, don't look at the insult. Don't take, because what happens is someone says fat. You hear it in your ears and you shut down. Don't shut down. Before you shut down, before it comes to here, quickly cover your ears. Don't let it go in. Look at them and think, why are they attacking me? Think why. Just think that question. Why are they attacking me? And what you will realize is there is a reason behind it. And that reason directly links to something about them, something up here, something on them, something in them. There's something about that person that they're insecure about. So they have to, it's like almost like an insecurity ball. Like this is their insecurity. They whisper an insult, you're fat, and then they throw it and they hope that gets rid of the insecurity and it hits you, bang. You've been hit by the comment, but the insecurity, what does it do? It gets back in their hands. The only difference is they haven't got the insult that they've thrown at you no more, but they're still insecure. But the insecurity in their hand feels a little bit lighter. Let stuff go. Even if you have to, let people go. If you have people who are your friends that sit around you constantly putting you down, they're not your friends. Let them go. You're going to be stuck in the same mindset you are now where they're superior and you're inferior if you let this go on. And most importantly, focus on yourself. When people make comments, they want to drag you down. I have lost 22 kilograms of fat off my body. Do you think I still get called fat? Yes. Do you think the comments hurt any less? No, they still do. But you know the difference is, I know that I'm on my way to not being called fat again, because people will still call me fat, but I'm on my way to genuinely not being overweight or not being fat. I'm on my way to having the body I want. And I've got a good 6 months probably left to officially get that flat stomach, get like the muscles back, get everything working. But in that time, I know I'm on my way to my goal. And whereas before, when people would call me fat or make all these comments or make me feel so shit about myself, I would go home and eat, and then I'd be in a depressive state. So I'd go home and eat. And because everyone would insult me, my anxiety would be high, so I wouldn't go out. So then what would I do? I'd be stuck indoors. So I'd play games, I would eat, I'd watch anime, I'd eat. It was just eating. So I would just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But now I understand that people are commenting on me because of insecurities. People don't like the fact that I'm actually starting to win for once. And now that I'm focusing on myself, I know how long I've got left on my journey. I know what I have to do. And I know to ignore other people's comments. Because eventually, what you have to remember is your haters will become your fans. All the people that called me fat, when I get thin, they're not going to call me fat no more. I used to be fat and then I got slimmer and then I went back to fat. When I got slimmer, all of the people who used to offend me or all the girls who used to make horrible comments then started to pop up and talk to me when I glowed up and was like, oh my God, like, you're looking so good now. Like, can I get, you know, oh, do you remember when we used to, and I used to think, do you think I don't remember the times when you used to call me fat all the time? Or you used to make, like, do you know what I mean? You used to make me the center of attention by making everyone, oh, look at Jordan, he's so fat, bringing me into the center. Do you know what I mean? Even times when I was just sitting there maybe on my phone or reading a book, when people would just bring me into the situation, oh, look at Fatty reading a book. Like, there was no need for me to be brought in. But all you have to do is remember, let stuff go, let people go, and focus on yourself. But the fourth main important thing is when you do glow up, when you eventually get to your goal, do not let them snakes worm their way back into your life and come back onto your green patch. Remember all the people who wronged you. When I say let stuff go, I mean let the comments go. Don't let the comments go in the sense of never remember what they said about you. Always remember what people said about you, but just don't fixate on them. That's the difference. So if you follow all of this, then you'll finally start to ignore people and get to where you want to be in life. As always, guys, love and stay safe.